Opposition MP Davendranath Tanku is calling on Procurement Regulator Beverly Khan to disclose the names of the businesses which were awarded government contracts under single and sole source methods to the tune of $5 billion. The first annual report to Parliament, 2023 to 2024, of the Office of Procurement Regulation, OPR, laid in the House of Representatives on September 9th, said $5 billion in contracts were not awarded by public bodies by fully competitive tender/procurement methods. The report said despite the new procurement regime advocating open bidding, the OPR observed an excessive use of limited and non-competitive procurement methods, worsening over time. Single and sole source methods were frequently used, indicating a level of resistance to the use of open bidding methods by public bodies. Speaking during the UNC's virtual media conference on September 15th, Tanku said the regulator received 60 reports of corruption, bribery, and bid rigging over the last year. He said this was evidence of corruption in government. I call for an immediate public investigation into whose pockets this $5 billion is gone. I call on the procurement regulator today to go one step further than she has already gone and provide a full list of the companies or individuals who received these contracts. Tell us what the contracts were for, who received them, whether the work was done. Tell us who authorized the tender, who comprised the evaluation committees, who signed off on the process, who authorized the payment of this $5 billion. Tell us which state agency was involved, who got the $5 billion in contracts and why. Tanku also warned permanent secretaries and senior public officials not to allow PNM appointees and ministers to make them compromise their integrity and common sense. You have a duty to your country and your office. You also have a duty to yourself. Do not let these appointees and ministers misguide you to doing the illegality they are proposing. Tanku also called on Central Bank Governor Dr. Alvin Hilaire to state whether he would meet with the Auditor General about granting access to the Electronic Check Clearing System, ECCS, so the audits of the 2023 financial accounts could be completed. The special report of the Auditor General on the public accounts for the financial year 2023 said, due to the refusal of the central bank governor to meet with the Auditor General's department to provide a walkthrough of the ECCS, the Auditor General was unable to gain any assurance on the reliability of data from the ECCS and Go Anywhere platform and its impact on the completeness and accuracy of the public accounts of TT. Despite the finance minister having come to the parliament to extend the deadline for submission of data and allow the Auditor General sufficient opportunity to audit the figures, the special report submitted by the Auditor General and laid in Parliament on September 9th revealed the minister and the ministry had again failed to execute their statutory obligations to grant Ms. Ramdas' department access to all relevant documentation and facilities to verify the additional revenue. He said it was curious that there was no sense of urgency to ensure the Auditor General had access to all needed materials. They are insisting the Auditor General change the figure as they demanded. It is completely impossible that the governor was completely unaware of the financial crisis the country was in. The Auditor General would have been knocking at her door to fulfill her professional mandate. I call today on the governor to break his silence and tell the citizens why he refused to facilitate the Auditor General's request for a meeting to discuss these issues. Tanku criticized the government for not proclaiming the base erosion and profit-shifting inclusive framework, country by country, Reporting Bill 2023. He said it was robbing the country of revenue as the bill contained measures to combat tax evasion. The bill was sent to the President for assent on March 19, 2024, and is awaiting proclamation.